What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you exactly how to find cash buyers, not in hours, but in minutes. I'm going to show you exactly everything you need to know about pulling cash buyers and exactly how to pull as many cash buyers as possible for the best success possible in your wholesaling real estate business. Guys, so many people come up to me saying, I'm struggling with my buyers, and in this market, it's more important than ever to find cash buyers in your wholesaling real estate business. So that's what we're going to do and break down today exactly how you can find as many amazing cash buyers as possible so you can actually go out here, sell your deals for top dollar, and really find the most premium quality cash buyers for the best, just for the best deals possible, because I think so many people struggle with it. So that's what I'm ready to do, guys. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm excited to share with you exactly how to do it. Before I get into it, do me a big favor. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button, comment below your questions, and I will break down exactly how you can find the most premium, best cash buyers that are going to overpay for your deals. I'm telling you right now, you can find cash buyers right now overpaying for your deals compared to the regular cash buyers. And I'm going to give you a couple hacks. If you have money, it'd be easier to find these cash buyers. But most importantly, guys, I share exactly how you can do it absolutely for free. So it costs no money to do this. I'm ready to go, guys. This is literally, look me in the eyes, and I'm telling you, this is, if we're doing like a $2,000 webinar seminar, this is how much it would honestly cost for you to actually get this information from the gurus. It's insane, but that's the honest truth. You have to join my little mastermind and we go talk and do all this crazy. Guys, I'm giving it to you absolutely for free. So to join it, to get ready, to get excited, we got to pop it up. We got to get everyone excited. We got to get the intro in, and let's get that music going. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go. Get up, and then they got go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Snap, we're ready to go, guys. Everybody's got the support. Everyone's on here. Everyone's excited to learn actually how to pull cash buyers the right way. And honestly, what I can tell you is pulling cash buyers is not as complicated as the gurus make it seem. There's not some crazy thing where you got to purchase this insane little mastermind. You don't have to go to this crazy franchise. You don't have to do this crazy stuff. You don't even need to buy any crazy softwares. Like, it's not as complicated as it seems. And it's honestly a lot more simpler than most people make it out to be. So what we're going to do is really share it. And yes, wholesaling real estate can either be really complicated or really simple, right? And I think so many people get really stressed out because they believe that they have to actually go out here and, start pulling a million leads, then a million cash buyers and all this crazy stuff. And honestly, that is not what you have to do. Like, it can actually be a lot simpler than you think. So what I want to do really quick is just break down exactly how to pull cash buyers, pretty much my dispositions guide. So if you're watching this video right now and you have the question, like, how do I find cash buyers that want to pay and really honestly that are going to buy my property quick cash, we're going to break it down. Then also, we're also going to break down the right questions you need to ask so you can pull these cash buyers, actually ask the right questions. So when you mix these two things together, you have a nice qualified cash buyer ready to buy your property. Let's do a quick audio check. Audio check, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we're going to go check the audio and make sure everything's good. And then we're just going to get into it because so many people are ready to go. They're excited. They're ready to go. So it looks like we have a little error on here. So let's fix that up. Oops. Oh my gosh. What's the OneDrive doing? Hold up. There we go. All right, we're good. So Yep. All right, let's get it going, guys. So, let's go pop it all up. So when it comes to selling your deals, dealing deals with cash buyers. Let's kind of get the board up here. So I'm a visual learner and I don't really do too much visual stuff. So we're excited. So excuse my handwriting, but let's sort of break this all down so you guys know exactly how to get it going. So there are pretty much in wholesaling real estate, you really want to look at it. There are 4 ways. This thing is going to be thicker. All right. There we go. There are 4 ways to find cash buyers. Okay. Yes, my handwriting's terrible, but I get deals, so whatever. Okay. So there are 4 ways in wholesaling real estate to find cash buyers. There's it really comes down to 4 ways. So let's kind of break down the 4 ways. And I don't care what your guru says. I am here to simplify the wholesaling real estate business. I am not here to make it more stressful. I'm not here to make it more complicated. I'm here to actually simplify the stress of it. And one quote I can always tell you is gurus make wholesaling complicated so they can sell you the solution. I take the complicatedness out of wholesaling and just share with you exactly how to do it for free. And that's kind of the difference. So most gurus will tell you there's like 15 different cash buyers winning. If you don't do it right, you'll never get a deal and all this bad stuff. When the truth is, if you look at finding a cash buyer, 99.99, like unless it was like an insane one, like there's actually more than one way to find a cash buyer than these 4 if you're really going to get it. But there's for about 95% of cash buyers, there's 4 ways. Theoretically, there's 7, and I'll share the 7, but let's do the 4 main ones because some of these branch off. I'm just letting everybody know. So remember, guys, you paid me $4,000 for the seminar, so act accordingly, okay? Number 1, this is probably the easiest one for most people. So let's, like, you're broke, right? Like, what do we do? So number 1's going to just be Facebook groups. And we're going to do like a macro perspective, and then we're going to kind of go a little more micro on this, okay? So Facebook groups is going to be number 1, all right? So there's actually 2 ways to do Facebook groups. So they're both free, but they're both a little different. You guys got to understand. So we have, we'll make this one red so we can kind of see the subsections. You can post on Facebook on basically Facebook investing groups to find cash buyers. So, hey, is there any cash buyers in this, and we have deals we're trying to sell, right? And then there's number 2, there's actually what we call harvest. And that is so bad. Oh my gosh. All right. I call it harvest. And this is when I just go in. This is when I go in and find other people's posts in a group, and I just harvest the emails and I DM people that claiming to be cash buyers from about 3 or 4 months ago. So one example of this is I'll pop it up while I'm talking, but I just go to a real estate investing group. So I can just basically go here and I'll go to Facebook and I'm just going to put in real. Let's just do the really quick one. Okay, this is a really simple one. And where am I going to find it? So for example here, let me show you. So let's just go to a regular Facebook group here. So I'm on the Metro Detroit Real Estate Investors group. So all I'm going to do is just scroll down here and we're going to find something. Jonathan posted here 4 days ago. So let's just check this one out. Like this is the harvest section. Okay. So right here. Hello, I have 10 homes for sale in Detroit. All tenants are current. Contact me for call asking 400K. I go in the comments here and any of these section 8, let's see. This sounds good. What do you need for us to set up time? Are you looking to PA or use your title company? Do you mind an under assignment for a very quick closing after inspections? Interested? Do you have pics to share? So Ashley looks like she's a cash buyer. She looks like a realtor. We got other ones interested in doing a 1031 exchange. Email the queen. That probably looks like someone's trying to sell something up. I keep going here. I'm looking for feedback on the newest rental listing. No. Just can keep going through here, you know. Let's see. Looking for a duplex with 2 gravity. So this person's looking for a duplex. I can kind of keep going here. Hi, guys. Looking for a rental. No. I'll do this too. Where is it? Here we are. So I want to get a little more specific on this when I'm in the Facebook group. So all I'm basically going to do here is just go to cash buyer. All right, all I'm going to do is search cash buyer in this group, right? So Christina says here, she says, attention wholesalers, cash buyer in Michigan, looking for properties in below, email me your deals. Seemed like she might be a cash buyer. Well, obviously we got to ask the questions, but like this is pretty easy, right? Like, I mean, this is how we find this is the harvest section, I could say, right? And then, attention cash buyers, what percentage are you buying at, right? I'll comment here. This guy looks like he looks like, so what I do is just like message this guy like, hey, are you looking to buy any more properties for cash? I'm a wholesaler. Then you can go from there. It's really easy to harvest from there, right? And then if you want to learn exactly what to post, so I kind of put post on there. So let me show you. All I have to do is I'll just go on YouTube. It's at freewholesaling.com, the copying you have to do. But yeah, Facebook cash buyers with Rick, excuse me for a second. And so we use a very, very, very specific ad copy. So this is at freewholesaling.com. I'm just pulling up the YouTube video that I have on it. And then the freewholesaling.com, you can just copy the ad copy. But we have ad copy of what to post. So if you look here on this video, I basically post these and honestly, I would probably post this on I'd probably post this on that Detroit group. So it's basically this one. Isn't the description? Yeah, it's right here. So here's my ad copy pretty much. So I just write this and then I post in the groups. Now, a lot of people have watched that video, so they're using a little more. But pretty much what it is, where is it? Not the like video. Oh, yeah, right here. Houses at a deep discount. If you're in Port St. Lucie, market, and if you're looking to buy off-market properties for 30 to 40% off market value and to make big profits on your next rental or flip, then PM me, drop me your email message, guys. You'll have 3 or 4 or 5. I can tell you straight up, guys, you'll probably have 5 cash buyers contact you every time you post. So I hope you guys understand the difference between posting and harvesting. Posting is when I post this ad copy. Actually, let me put it on the YouTube comments. So let me just copy. It won't be formatted, but I think you guys know. Now, if you're like, I would put Detroit, right? But like, guys, you post that, you'll probably get 5 or 6 cash buyers every single time. And if you do that in a bunch of groups, once or twice a day, I think it'll be fine. So let me post it in the comments. It should go through. All right. So it should be on YouTube, but I think it's kind of, it got posted as 2 comments, but you guys can go in there, copy it if you really want. But that's honestly how, I know I'm glossing a lot of this stuff over, but I just want you guys to understand, I'm glossing it over because it is all free. The insane detailed tutorials on it are at freewholesaling.com, but really it works really well, guys and gals. And so that is kind of what we're talking about. The first part, Facebook groups. People understand what I say, but they don't go as hard in the paint as they should with it. So Facebook groups are amazing, guys. So again, just recapping, there are 2 things. There are posting and then there's harvesting. You'll find a ton. I'm telling you straight up, probably in minutes, you'll find your first one like I did when I popped it up. You could probably find 50 to 100 in probably 30 minutes. I'm not that. That's even conservative. I think I found 250 in 45 minutes. I did a live stream where I showed how many I can pull. But here's the problem. I want you guys to understand how Facebook groups work. Okay. So let's do blue. All right. So let's say I do a lot, right? So let's say after everything, I pull in an hour. Okay. I pull 200 parentheses cash buyers. Okay. They're parentheses for a reason. All right. They claim to be cash buyers, but I asked them their questions like, hey, proof of funds, are you okay with wholesaling, assignment fee, title, all that stuff, right? Which I'm going to share with you at the end of this video. Most likely, you are going to probably pull, and I'm just saying this nicely, at most 2 to 4 legit buyers. Okay. And what is a legit buyer, right? What makes a buyer legit? Well, what makes a buyer legit is, number 1, they're ready to go. Okay. They're okay with you making money. They're if I send it to them, they're ready to go. 200, a lot of these are going to be basically wholesalers trying to daisy chain you, cash buyers that aren't looking to buy cash, all this crazy stuff. When you get to the right questions and you really find, their proof of funds, how many properties they bought in cash, title companies, they're okay with yours, all this stuff, it's going to come 2 to 4. Now, that's really good for an hour. 2 to 4, that means if you just spend 5 hours, you're probably going to get 10 to 15 really good cash buyers in a week. And That's honestly all you really need to sell your deals. Like, I'll tell you straight up, if you have 10 good buyers, if you have 10 buyers and I'm going after a theoretical deal where it's, let's say it's locked up. It's locked up for 100K and I try to sell it for 120K. With 10 really good buyers, I'll tell you straight up where the numbers are going to show. I'll make it green for money. I would probably say that, I'm just trying to think of math here. Probably 4 of them are just going to say no because it's not the right criteria. 2 of them are going to be at like 90K. Okay. And then we have 2, which will probably be at 110. And then maybe I would say 2 at probably 120. And these are how the numbers really work. So we're going to have 4 here that are going to say no. Just want everyone to understand that. Like if I have 10 buyers, they're all going to be so much different. And you got to legit call these people out. And honestly, 2 out of 4 is not like, I hope you guys don't understand. When I say legit buyer, like I call them, they're ready to make a decision. They're not going to ghost me. I have an actual relationship with them. This is like, this is the truth. Okay. So 4 of the 10 are going to say no. Just, it's not their, people are just interesting with their, okay. 2 of them are going to be at like the super low ball price. I'm just being honest with you. Okay. It won't even work for you. Okay. 2 of them will actually be at a decent price for you to make money, but you know, they'll buy quick, but unfortunately they're probably not going to be the best price. And then you have 2 like Goldilocks people. That's like, it's the perfect deal, right? They got all these rentals and they're ready to buy. That is pretty much how they work. And remember guys, this is all recorded. So just so y'all know, I get in little rants here, but, all right, let's go back here to the Facebook group. So that was number 1. What is number 2, right? Now, number 1, it's good. You get a big volume, but the quality's down. So that's why from 200, it gets to like 2 or 4, right? So let's kind of talk about number 2. All right. Now, number 2 right here is pretty much going to be the 4 rents. Okay. And why am I so hard in the paint when it comes to 4 rents? And I'm going to go another rant here, just really quick. So a cash buyer, okay, they have 2 reasons to buy. All right. I just want you guys to understand. A cash buyer only wants to buy your deal for 2 reasons. Most of the time, 2 reasons. Okay. 90% of the time. Now, there's 3 of them theoretically. So the theoretical one is they can buy it and just hold on to the property, not rent it out, not do it, just literally land bank it. That's very rare. I don't find many like that. So I'm going to kind of keep that away. Okay. Most cash buyers for your deals are either going to, number 1, want to flip it. And that is their sole reason for wanting to do it. Okay. They want to buy it and flip it. Okay. That's pretty much it. They just want to flip the property. That's it. That makes they want to buy it for 120 and then sell it for 160, 170. They're looking to make money. There's no shame in that, right? Like, duh, that makes sense, right? Or number 2, they want to rent it out. Those are the 2 reasons why your cash buyer is going to want to buy a property. So if I know that it's a weird split, every market's different. I would say flippers are going to be 70% and we're going to have 30% rentals. Some markets, it's like 60-40. Some are 50-50. If I can just guess, which I'm going to get torn up in the comments, but this is just my guess. I would say 70, honestly, like thinking about this, 75-25. And that's pushing it. About most of them just want to make a profit, right? And then 25, and then some would like to flip it and rent it out. So they're kind of in between 2 and they kind of want to burr it. And really, like if someone's going to burr it or buy it for like a sub 2 deal, it's theoretically flipping it and then reselling it, or they take over the subject to and then they rent it out, right? Now, if they do a wrap, that's the theoretically a flip. So pretty like they're all kind of like this. And even if somebody wants to hold it, they're holding it for appreciation, which is going to be for flip just to make money. And they're eventually probably going to sell it, right? So pretty much when you look at cash buyers, they're wanting to buy it to either flip it or rent it out. Now, 25% of all the cash buyers are going to be for pretty much renting it out. Now, I'm trying to say this as respectfully as possible, but like if you're in a high crime area or an area where properties are worth $40,000, $50,000, it's a lot harder to basically flip those houses, right? But it's a lot, but you get Section 8, you get a lot of good rentals. So if I'm in an area where the prices are really low and there's high crime, there's going to be a lot. This number is probably, so there are parts of Detroit, Cleveland, Memphis that I know where it's like 80% rentals. Okay. Every market's different, guys. I just want everybody to understand that every single market is different, right? So I have an area, it's even by zip code in my market where it's a higher crime area, but they're amazing Section 8 tenants. Like the tenants are great, just a higher crime area where most people buy it and rent it out. My cash buyers in that area. I have flippers that won't even go near it. So in some areas like that, or if you want to get rental properties, right, we're going to want to figure out the cash buyer numero uno who wants to rent it out. Now, Facebook groups and all the old ones, they want to flip it. But if I want to find specifically the cash buyers that want to rent things out, that want to buy it to rent, where am I going to find them? Most likely, they already have bought in other properties and rented it out, and they want to buy more rentals at cheap discounts because that's what we do in wholesaling. Where are they going to be? They're going to be on the for rents. That's why I would tell you guys to go to the for rents because they're sitting there, they're chilling, right? Like if I want to go, I'm wearing a Dolphin shirt today. So if I want to go find Miami Dolphins fans, am I going to go to Pittsburgh? No. Okay. Like there are some, but not many, right? I can go to two ways. I can go to the Miami Dolphins, fan club on a Facebook group, and then they're there, right? I ain't going to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers Facebook group, right? If I want to find people that are into knitting, I'm going to go to knitting stores, right? If I want to find cash buyers that want to rent properties out, where are they chilling? They're chilling on the for rents because I can't just look at a property and say, yeah, he's looking to rent that. He's looking. You don't, right? You got to go where they're chilling, right? And so that's why I'd go to Miami. I'd probably go to Hard Rock Stadium and I'll find a lot of Dolphins fans there, right? Those are the reasons why people are looking to sell their real estate. So that's what I just want to let everyone to understand. Why am I so adamant about finding the for rents? Because 99% of the cash buyers that are going to rent it out already have other properties they're looking to rent out. You don't want to be the first person's first rental. So where do I go for the for rents, right? So pretty much the ways you go to the for rents is I like Zillow. Zillow is probably going to be the number one option because most people don't have the money for it. So you kind of go to the Zillow for rents, right? Great strategy. You just call them up and you say, hey, are you looking to buy any more properties for cash? Pretty simple. Number two, MLS. Now, there are some issues with the Zillow for rents and the MLS because some of these properties are both listed with a realtor. And that's not bad. But we got to understand if, Sally Sue Realtor is listing this property, she's not going to, I can't give up the client's information. So what I'm going to do is if I find out that 134 Main Avenue, okay, is listed on the MLS or a realtor's listing it for rent, I'm just going to look it up. I'm just going to look up the owner. So I'm just going to probably go to the property appraiser site, right? I'm probably going to the property appraiser site, find the owner, or find an LLC. And I can probably skip trace the mailing address and find the mailing address if I really had to, right? That's pretty simple, right? Most of these guys and gals are LLCs at their personal residence. So it's not really that big of a deal. But if they're listed with a realtor, don't fret over it. The realtor won't give you the information, but you just find the property address, you find the property appraiser site, you find the mailing address or the LLC, and you go from there. Also, here's another really cool hack I can tell you is if I find 123 Main Avenue and I find it just goes to an LLC, I'm going to look up the deed to the house. Okay. Now the deed is going to say that I'll call it, Zach House LLC. Okay. I'm going to look at the deed and it says that Zach House LLC, right? Zach House LLC is the buyer. But guess what? When I sign the deed, it's going to be Zach Ginn, and it's going to say Zach Ginn on the bottom, right? It's going to say Zach Ginn on the bottom. Now I know Zach Ginn's the cash buyer. Boom, right? Because LLCs aren't people, right? They're a collection of people, but still a president, co-sign, somebody has to sign that deed. And so even if it's got a mortgage on the property, so you have to figure that out, right? And some people say go to True People Search if it's listed with a realtor. I wouldn't, because the tenant's information is most likely going to be on there. But that is how you kind of, if they're listed with a realtor. Now, my favorite is when it's the actual landlord. I love it when it's actually the landlord that lists it themselves, so they don't deal with a realtor. They're kind of, self-starters more or less. So if it is landlord listed, that means their phone number is already there. They're, like, it says property owner and their phone number is right there, 111-110034, right? Their phone number is already, I just call them up instantly and then boom, right? Usually says property owner on Zillow. That's the best way. So what website do I find MLS listed properties? I think Coldwell Banker is actually the best one for rents, for MLS rents. I have personally found they are the best one. I don't know why, but from all the free websites, honestly, I could tell you is Coldwell Banker, the for rents for the area, are probably the best MLS listed rentals out there. But I prefer landlord listeds. So for rent by owner, FRBO, those are actually really good. So that's what I really like. And yeah, there's plenty of cash buyers from them. You just call them up. They're all at freeholding.com where I share. But really, guys, I absolutely love the for rent. So really, you could pretty much find most cash buyers you need from Facebook groups or for rents. But I mean, just use the post-harvest strategy, right? You have those strategies. So what's number 3 here? Number 3 is just going to be probably the most common one, right? So what is a cash buyer? A cash buyer is somebody that buys a property for cash. Pretty simple. That's duh, Zach. So if somebody buys it, what if I had a list of every single cash purchase? That's it. It's the cash sales. Specifically cold calling them. So you get a list of all properties that have been sold. Okay. You pretty much just go on PropStream and find all the properties that have been sold in the past year, all for cash, and be like, hey, you looking to buy any more, buddy? That's it. Like, I think so many people really complicate it. But really, that's how you do it. You just got to go out here. Like, you can use any service you really want, but like, I can tell you, just go to the cash sales and you'll be fine. So there's really 2 ways to find it. Let me just log in here. Oh, while I'm doing this, but yeah, cash. So if somebody bought a property for cash, all you need to do is just go out here and pull the list yourself, right? There's plenty of ways to pull that list. Let me go log in here. I'll just show you how. There's 2 services really you can use. There's obviously free and paid ways to do it. But let's see. Let's see. I gotta use my other computer. I my email on that one, but no big deal. All right. So pretty much all you gotta do is just go to the cash sales. So for the cash sales, there's gonna be 3 ways to find them, really, pretty much more or less, right? So pretty much you can use like listrei.com, basically PropStream, or you can use zacdata.com. All right. Those are paid softwares, obviously, but it's going to be hard to do it yourself. So honestly, those are probably going to be the best ones. And at freeholding.com, we kind of break down how to do it. Pretty much there's a cash buyers tab on each one. And that's how they pretty much work. And you'll have all cash sales for the past year. You can kind of filter out from there. Just go to freeholding.com, the bottom right hand corner right there, and it'll show you how to do it. But they're pretty self-explanatory from there. But yeah, they're at freeholding.com, and I'll try to pop it up on here. Actually, if I make an incognito tab, I think I can get in there really quick. I'll just show you like a really quick example on here. I just got to sign in on this. So I have a new computer for the stream in here. So, all right. But pretty much the point of it is hey, I saw you bought this house for cash, Mr. Cash Buyer. Are you looking to buy any more for cash? Yes. Well, I'm a wholesaler. And you go from there and ask the right questions that we teach you exactly how to ask, right? I think that's sort of the point here. So many wholesalers get really, I think they get really confused with it. But really, it's not as complicated as it seems. So many people think it. So let's go into, again. Oh my Lord, they make it so complicated. Okay, we're in. So I got to exit out some of the deals here. But really, you just use those 2 softwares. Again, they're absolutely free to use, but they work really well. So let's get into how to do it on here. All right. See, I got to block my location on here, but all right, here we go. So let's show you. So it'll take me like 5 seconds to find this, but let's see, where's this one? Here we go. So all you gotta do is just go into PropStream here, and this is basically listrei.com. So all you gotta do is once you're in there, somebody give me a market. Just do Las Vegas really quick. Pretty much all I got to do, I'll just go in here to Las Vegas. I can filter. I can go through all these things, but all I just do a quick list. All you got to do is go to cash buyers. And then from there, I can kind of do property characteristics. I went for residential real estate, single family houses, right? I can add multifamily. Let's just do single family for now. I don't really care about MLS. Years of ownership doesn't really matter. Owner type, I can do individual, but I don't think that matters too much. And then all I care about is, I mean, I can do this too. Numbers of property owned, minimum 2. That's one I've found a lot of people like a lot. That person had to own at least 2 properties. And then you can go through, like, you can even go through all the valuation and equity, right? I don't think it's going to affect too much, right? Maybe you want to make the value at most 500K. You really want to get crazy with it. But pretty much it'll give you a list of cash sales right here, right? It's not that complicated. So all I got to do is I'll go to list view. And then the only thing I do is go by sale date. And then go by the most recent ones. And these are going to be recent properties that were bought from cash, right? Pretty simple. So like right here, Lee Min Ging. So some people just buy properties for cash. It looks like she lives in California. So this looks like a rental property here. So I got her information here. Go to mailing address. I can skip trace it. Boom, ready to go. That's really how you do it. PropStream works the same way with it. Batch Leads works the same way with it. But really, that's how you do it. You go to those softwares from there. Makes it pretty easy. But there's other ways around it. You can do it for free. So let me just show you that really quick. So we have cash sales and we have listrei.com, right? So let's go to the next one here. So that's numero uno, right? So let's make it a little star. So that's one way to find cash sales. The next way to find cash sales is just pretty much just doing realtors. And I actually like using realtors for cash sales. So what I basically did last week was I just went to, pretty much went to redfin.com. And then I went to the solds. Okay. I pretty much went to the sold. And all you got to do is find ugly looking houses on the sold. So in this particular case, when I went to the solds, my other criteria on these was I wanted it below 100K, which is pretty much the cheap houses. And then I called all the realtors that were buyer's agents. Okay. Again, then I looked for the buyer's agent, which they showed. Zillow has that too, but buyer's agent. So all I did was I cared about sold properties that sold for 100K or below. And I looked for the buyer's agents, and all I did was cold call the buyer's agent. That's all I did. Zillow sometimes has these cash sales, but they work really, really well. I absolutely love it. But guys, it works so well. So many wholesalers complicate it. If you go to Redfin, go to Zillow, go by the solds. Really, you can kind of get in the nitty gritty of it. But honestly, if the property is sold for below 100K, look for the buyer's agent there. You're going to be fine. I'll give you a quick example here. So let's go into Redfin. Let's see here. What market should I do in Redfin? So let's just do Atlanta. Why not? I'm feeling Atlanta today. I have no idea why. I think we have a lot of supporters in Atlanta, so let's help them out. So all I'm going to do is we're going to go to Hotlanta. All right. So we're going to go here. Where is it? Here we go. So I'm in Atlanta right here. All I'm going to go to is the sold tab. Sold in the past month. That's all I really care about, right? And then I'm going to click done. And then price, let's max out the price at, I'm going cheap. So 175. Okay. And that's pushing it too. Let's try to get some cheaper ones. 150. Let's see here. Some cheap real estate, but not bad. Home type doesn't really matter. I can really filter down even more. Like I do like how they do that. But honestly, like I do fixer upper, all this stuff. But pretty much that's what you can do for the sold. And so if I go like right here, let's see here. So where is it? Here we go. So I clicked on that property right there. And pretty much what I did when I clicked on that property was it popped up this address. So this address was 1202 Key Road, Southeast in Atlanta. I mean, guys, this looks like a good investment home, right? That's all we can really guess on, right? Like we can't get exactly perfect with it, but we can sort of guesstimate to a point. But yeah, this is absolutely free to do. So what I basically did was I just got out of here. So I looked the house sold 2 weeks ago. So this is what the description was. So this is something I'd probably call on, right? So fully cleared and ready for renovations. Great residential opportunity in the busy city of Atlanta. Properties located near numerous amenities. So it needs renovations, right? Listed by Nikki. Bought with Simone Cyan of Keller Realty's Atlanta North. So all I'm going to do is click this, click search, and then I'm going to find some Simone Cyan. So let's go here. I just searched her up on realtor.com. Shout out to her. And what I found here was Simone's information. So let's go to Simone right here. So Simone was the buyer's agent with this property. So what we're going to do really quick is we're going to call Simone and we're going to see if Simone has any cash buyers for somebody in Atlanta. All right. Let me know in the comments if you want to be the person in Atlanta. We'll go call Simone real quick and just test it out, right? 3752. All right.
Please leave your message for Corey.
Hey, this is Zach. Please give me a call back. Trying to reach Simone. Thank you. All right, no big deal. We just tried it out. But pretty much from there, like I don't know who's Corey, but whatever. We're just trying to reach out Simone right there. And then she'd be a cash buyer for us, right? That is the point, guys and gals. Like you can find that strategy really quick. There's a ton of money with realtors out here. I think a lot of people feel like realtors are the enemy for us wholesalers, but really they can be a huge blessing for us to get these type of leads really well. So it works really, really well. So that's kind of how we do the realtor. And then the third tactic right here, which is going to be pretty much right here. So let's pop it up. This is a controversial topic I always talk about, but it's true. Oh, that looks nasty. All right. I don't know what I did there. All right. You can steal cash buyers. And I say this all the stinking time, but you can steal cash buyers. And I am not very popular with the gurus on this one because they don't like it, but I could care less. You guys know you can actually steal cash buyers from other wholesalers. I don't even think that, honestly, there's nothing really wrong with that per se in my mind. You can just steal other people's cash buyers. And what I mean by stealing cash buyers, if I have Joe Smith, which is a common name, so I'm not like going after anyone. If Joe Smith is flexing a check, okay? If he is flexing on everyone on like a nice little check right here, okay? It says, 10K, boop, 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 great, right? And then the memo says, assignment for 147th Jones Street, Atlanta, like 22211. Guess what I'm gonna do if I see that? Guess what I'm gonna do when I see that little memo on there, right? I'm gonna steal this guy's cash buyer. Like, guys, if you're flexing and you want to post a check and you put the address on it, I'm just gonna steal it. Okay. So what do I do here? All I gotta do is once I get the address, I'm gonna look up the owner. The owner on record. And guess who the owner on record is going to be? The cash buyer. It's going to be under probably, North ATL Rentals Inc. And then I have the address and I get someone's phone number. Guess what? I know North Atlanta Rentals was the person that got the assignment on this check. Boom. It is insane. But you can steal people's cash buyers all day like that. There are people every day stunting. They're flexing. They're stunting. And really, you can just, I love it when people flex because, I mean, obviously I like when people post their wins on stuff, but usually they don't post the address on it. Some people on like the guru groups love doing this. And I'm like, just steal the cash buyer. This is how you steal anyone's cash buyer. And I would like to say, I've done this millions of times. I had one guy just flexing on, I did this deal here. I'm like, okay, well, let me use the cash buyer. I think every time I go to a new market, I look for like 4 of these, and it works so well. And I get in trouble for that, but you can definitely steal cash buyers. So just really quick again, guys. So how do you deal with the cash sales correctly, right? You go either to listarea.com, zacday.com, actually pull it, skip trace, call it. You can go to realtor.com. Actually, no, you go from realtors, you go to realtor.com, redfin.com, realtor.com. Just get the solds, the cheap real estate in your market, right? So if I'm like California, maybe it's like 250 is the cheap real estate, right? Go to the buyer's agents and pretty much you can kind of cold call them from there. Next step, you just steal cash buyers. That is how you do it. Now, screenshot this really quick. Remember at the YouTube channel, you can replay this and go from there. But that's pretty much how you do it. So not trying to complicate this for y'all. But yeah, that's how you do it. I should probably make this eraser bigger, but whatever. Whee! All right. So that is cash sales, y'all. So let's get to the next part here. All right. So that is 3. So what's number 4, right? Number 4 is going to be, and I'm telling you, this is one that I've been speaking about forever. It's not like the most amazing one in the world, but it's just auctions. Go to your local property auctions. And there's 3 ways you can kind of go off the auctions. Now, remember, cash sales are even going to be under here. So it's pretty simple. So what are the auctions going to be? You can go to like in-person auctions. Those are my favorite. Because if there's 40 people bidding, there's 40 bids, there's only going to be basically 1 winner. So that means there's going to be 39 sad buyers. Which means we get an offer. We can offer our property to these 39 sad buyers that have all this cash and they just couldn't buy a property. If you go to the in-person auctions for taxes and stuff, works really, really well too, right? But they're all super sad that they couldn't buy the property and they have all this money and they just want to buy things for cash. Well, let's turn that frown upside down, guys, right? We're going to turn that frown upside down, offer them some cash, right? Now, there's kind of like there's online auctions. Oh my Lord. All right. There's online auctions too. And you can just kind of find the sold ones that won, pretty much the winners. And that's not bad, And then you just find them out and then call them up, see if they want to be a cash buyer. That's not the end of the world, right? But those pretty much the 2 types of auctions you can find. So that is how you do it on there. And then really, that's pretty much the 4 ones. There are some bonus ones I give to you that aren't as common, but we have used. So I'll tell you. Number 5, this is a big one. So I'll give you a quick bonus, right? Title companies. Why do title companies work so much for cash buyers? Okay. Title companies work really well is because title companies facilitate, if you have a good wholesaling title company, and I'll put that little parentheses. If you have a wholesaling title company, they probably do a good wholesaling title company will hopefully do 10 to 15 deals a month. And on closing day, the title company is like, if you guys get, the cash buyer's like, if you got any more deals, send them over. So that title company probably has hundreds of cash buyers in their database that have bought properties for cash, hundreds, right? Hundreds of cash buyers. That means, why don't we just ask? That is, I think that's the most important part. Ask the title company for cash buyers. What cash buyers? Do you have a list of your cash buyers that I can contact? Why do you want to ask them? Number one, if they use a cash buyer, if the title company reaches out, that means that's more deals that can be sold with their title company so they can make more money. And that is the point. And so that is number 5. That's a quick bonus, but wholesaling title companies actually do work. So you can use that for it. All you got to do is just ask. And I promise you, the worst thing they say is no, but it's definitely a really good way to find buyers. I don't think a lot of wholesalers really talk about that way too much, but that's really how you do it. So that's pretty much how you find them. And so the last question here, is the last question, probably the most important question for you guys is, what are the right questions to ask, right? So questions to ask buyers. Because there's pretty much 7 to 8 questions you have to ask your cash buyers when you get them and they say they're a cash buyer, and you got to make sure it's actually legit and going to work, right? So let's break this down. So questions to ask cash buyers. I'm going to scroll it down, screenshot. We'll do a kind of macro perspective on this, but these are the questions you have to ask your cash buyers. Number 1 is probably the easiest one, but a proof of funds. Pretty simple, right? I want a proof that you have money in your bank account. Pretty simple. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but just get a proof of funds from your cash buyer. I promise you, the legit cash buyers don't really care. You just want to make sure you're dealing with somebody that doesn't have the money in their bank account, and make sure when it comes to a proof of funds, they actually have their name on the account. Too many times I found fake cash buyers using their guru's name on it. So they'll have like, Guru Smith funding gives a $400,000 line of credit. Guys, no. Okay. What I want you guys to understand is I don't want a hard money lender. All right. So let's do this. Hard money buyer or a cash buyer. Okay. What did the title of this video say? Did it say how to find hard money buyers or cash buyers? Right. I'll tell you this straight up. A hard money buyer is going to ruin your deal. Most of them, some of them do well, but most of them are going to. So we are not going. Oh my gosh. I can't even write a straight line. You guys get the, I don't want a line of credit. I don't want any of this stuff. Okay. I want a cash buyer. That is what I want. I want a cash buyer. I do not want a hard money buyer. I want you guys to understand this. This is very, very important. I want a cash buyer, not a hard money buyer. Once you understand that, you won't come up to me and say, Zach, my deal, it got screwed over. Oh my gosh, the lender. This is so funny. I get this all the time. And I'm doing some one-on-ones today, so it's going to be hilarious. I don't think anyone on here is going to tell me, but like, Zach, the last day of the closing and the funding didn't clear. Why didn't the funding clear? Because the house has no roof. It has plumbing issues. Of course, the lender, the hard money lender, ain't going to lend you money on this. But guess what? A cash buyer is buying it for cash, so it doesn't stinking matter. Weird. Like I have so many gurus giving their hard money lenders, and then like they're acting like they're cash guys. We are dealing with cash buyers. So many beginner wholesalers have this issue because you listen to stupid broke gurus that don't do wholesaling deals. I'm telling you, cash buyers only. It drives me. But the market's there. I don't care what the market says. You still got to focus on cash buyers. This video was about cash buyers, not hard money buyers. The difference between a cash buyer and a hard money buyer is that they have a proof of funds right here, a proof of funds. I'm going to break this iPad in a second. They have a proof of funds. A hard money buyer has a basically what pretty much a lender, basically a funding lender. Okay, it has a letter of funding, line of credit. Okay, cash buyer. All right, that is the point. That is what I'm talking about. Their name has to be on the account. If it's not their name, it better be their spouse's name. And if it ain't their spouse's name, I don't really care. Okay, just letting you guys know. Okay, so it's just it is so funny, but it drives me crazy. Okay. Now you can do private money. That's money in the bank account. But if you have to go through points and all that, no, okay? No. All right. Number 2. What is the second question we must ask here? We must ask them if they are okay with the wholesaling process and if they know about it. Why do I ask them this? I want to see if they actually understand wholesaling. Okay. I really want to understand if they understand what wholesaling is, because if they don't know, and they might want to actually not even do a deal with us if they don't understand it, right? Because if they know how wholesaling works and they know that we're going to make money, I think it's fine. If they understand that they have to deal with my title company, if they understand they have to deal with my type of walkthroughs, how the walkthroughs work, it's not an open house. You get the property for cheaper. You deal how the assignments work. You have to sign assignment. They understand how wholesaling works and what I'm doing and why I'm doing this. It makes sense to them, right? If they don't understand it, you can educate them and then go from there. A lot of wholesalers don't ask this question, and then they get upset that the cash buyer is upset with you making an assignment fee, or they're upset with you using your title. All that, like, it's stupid. Okay, make sure they're okay with the wholesaling process and they're comfortable with it, because they have to be comfortable with it. Okay. Number 3, and this is kind of the same thing, but I specifically, I don't know. I was looking up at my board what to write the right way, but okay. Are they okay with my assignment fee? And what do I specifically mean by this, the assignment fee, okay? What I mean by the assignment fee is, are you okay if I sell you a deal, if I sell you a deal at $200K and I'm getting a $150K assignment fee if I locked it up for 50K? That's pretty much the question I ask. And the reason why I ask that is, are you okay if I get a $150,000 assignment fee? I never will, and I probably would love it, but I'm most likely not. Are you okay with me making $150,000 on this? Let me know. No, I'm not okay with you. Then they're not a good cash buyer. Don't deal with them. They need to tell you, as long as I buy it for the price I'm okay with, I'm good to go. Okay. That's it. It's a setup question. Okay. It's a gotcha question. All right. It's a gotcha question. Gurus give me gotcha questions all the time. Most recently, some guru told me, he said, Zach, why would free wholesaling information doesn't work? Because you need skin in the game. So why don't you put skin in the game? It's a setup question. I said, well, the skin in the game is people's time and people spending their own marketing dollars, right? I thought it was hilarious, but that guru got very upset with me. But like, I get DMs all the time from people like, oh, what's your end all on this, guys? Are you okay with me making 150K? If they are not okay with it, then they're not a good cash buyer. Screw them. Okay. Legit cash buyers, they have to be okay to make 150K, because guess what happens? If I ask them if they're okay with 150K and I end up making 40K, they're like, oh, I don't care. That's not 50K, right? It's just so funny, right? Because I think so many gurus never teach that. But like, if you ask that question and they're like, dang, he's makes 70K, but I did say I'm okay with that, so whatever, right? It's just, if you don't say it, if you try to make it hidden, no, okay? And honestly, guys, between you and me, if you're making over 50K, you're probably going to double close it, so it doesn't matter. But you still want them to be comfortable with it, because I see a lot of issues with cash buyers where, let me rant really quick. Here's a big issue with cash buyers. So if you're only using 2 buyers and they know you only have 2, deal number 1, you'll probably make 30K. All right. Deal 2, probably make 25K. And this cash buyer is like, dang, this is how a lot of cash buyers get greedy. That's why you need a good amount of them. They're like, dang, you know what? This kid, I could probably get it for lower. So deal 3, they're going to say, I can buy it, but it's going to be 10K lower than whatever they even offer. So you only make 15. And they say, you know what? This kid's his only buyer. He's making 5. That's all he deserves. And then you end up for deal 4 through 10, if you only have one buyer, only making 5K. Deal that 5th deal could be a 30K, but only 5K because you only have one buyer. And that is a huge issue. And that's why I give you all these strategies. You don't want a cash buyer to be obsessed with your assignment fee and they just start lowballing you because they think you have insane fees for. So double closing when you have a big fee is going to be really important, but having multiple buyers. See, if the cash buyer knows there's like 30 other buyers, they don't care about your assignment fee. They only care about the assignment fee if they know you're the only buyer, right? So number 4, again, I kind of touched this, but I specifically asked this. Are you okay? So are you good using my title company? I'm using 1 Main Street Title. That's who I use. Are you okay with that? Remember, you're paying title for this. That is the one I use for my wholesaling. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's the one you're using, right? So make sure they're okay with it. But it's pretty self-explanatory from there. Number 5, again, this is really simple, but let them know that there is an earnest money deposit and that it is whatever one you want. I probably do $2,500 earnest money deposit. Maybe you can get away with $3,000 if you really want, but I would not do anything lower than $2,500 and let them know that that deposit is non-refundable. Okay? That is a non-refundable deposit. Just so they understand. It's a non-refundable deposit. Once you get that deposit in, it is non-refundable. As long as they understand that, you're good to go. Okay? You're not here to play games. It's a non-refundable deposit. I think so many people get really stressed out over that. But I like it. So make sure they're okay with the EMD. Works really well. Next here on the board, number 6. These are all questions you have to ask. These aren't suggestions. These are musts. Okay? This is kind of a question for them. This is kind of not us telling them what to do, but this is number 1. Well, number 6, right? We want to get their buy box. And what's a buy box, right? So a buy box, we're just going to be asking specific questions of where they're looking to buy properties. So number 1, kind of like, Bed Bath and square footage, right? Oh, I only want to buy 3 2s under 1,400 square feet, right? You might get something like that, right? No big deal, right? Number 2 on the buy box, zip codes / areas that they buy. And number 3, anything else, right? Anything else that needs to be criteria where I know if it is not this, I don't send it, or it is, I send it. And most of them don't really care, but those are the 3 questions you have to ask for the buy box because you don't want to send somebody a deal that's not right for them, right? Because then they're going to upset with you. And pretty much from there, if you send them a deal, it's like, well, this is in your buy box. So it's either the price, right? Because it's not the property. And that's pretty much it, right? A lot of people have different buy boxes and stuff like that. But a lot of the flippers, like, as long as they make money and flip it, I'm good to go, right? Now, number 7 here is pretty much just going to be, this is really like, you can ask even more questions, but like, we're just going to keep the 7. But I only ask, this is not a guaranteed one where they have to say yes, but this is something that always helps me out. How many houses have you bought in the past year? Have you bought in the past year? And then you get the question. So if somebody says, oh, I bought 10 houses. Okay. And then you might say, can I get the addresses or can I look them up on the LLC just so I can see what your criteria is? And then you'll see the LLC. Then you'll see those 10 ones. Specifically, If they say about 10, you're going to ask, how many from wholesalers? And they might give you like, I bought 3. No big deal, right? Then I know they've bought from wholesalers before. So this person has already bought in properties from wholesalers. They're probably a really good cash buyer. Those are the questions you have to ask, because once you start getting into that, things start really opening up for you guys. I'm telling you. So remember, guys, how many properties you've bought in the past year? They say 10. How many from wholesalers? So let's recap. Let's kind of recap let's recap from the top. All right. So how do you find cash buyers? There's 4 ways. There's Facebook groups. You either do it by posting or harvesting them. Pretty simple. Cold call in the 4 rents. I prefer Zillow. 3, cash sales. ListRia.com. You use realtors. Use all these strategies we do. Auctions. We actually find wholesaling title companies. Pretty much what I could tell you is 10 to 15 cash buyers going to be with the title company per month. So there's going to be hundreds on there. Just ask them nicely. And again, what are the questions we have to ask our buyers? Number 1, proof of funds. Get a proof of funds from them. Cash buyer, not a hard money buyer. Number 2, are they okay with the wholesaling real estate process? Remember, if they're not okay with it, not a good deal. Are they okay with my assignment fee? Are they good using our title company? Make sure they know we have a non-refundable earnest money deposit. What is their buy box? What properties they're looking to buy? And how many properties they've bought in the past year, and how many from wholesalers. That is a recap. That is exactly how you find cash buyers in minutes. That's how you find as many buyers as possible. And that's how you find buyers that are going to overpay on your wholesaling real estate deals. So many wholesalers really complicate the entire process for wholesaling real estate dispositions and selling your deal for the best profits possible. I promise you guys and gals, it is not as complicated as the gurus make it seem. Guys, this is, I know I jam-packed this information in under an hour. Well, kind of an hour, but technically under an hour. So guys, I want you to replay this. Remember, just go on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, and then really just watch it through, replay it. I don't have, like 30 hours to break it all, but like I try to get into it as much as detail as possible on there. But yeah, so that is pretty much how you find cash buyers, guys. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments. We're going to do some one-on-ones today. We're going to answer some comments. We're going to have a fun, jolly old time out here. But yeah, that is the point. So I like Chevy. Chevy got a cool question here. So Chevy said, new to the free wholesaling education, I apologize in advance for any newbie questions. There's no bad question as a newbie, right? One thing I can tell you is if you are a newbie, let's make this darker. If you are a newbie, I'm not like, there's not a bad question you can ask, but the one thing I could tell you, let's just make it black, whatever. Where is it? Hold up. There we go. The one thing I could tell you is if I would prefer, if you have a question maybe that you might think is a newbie, go through freewholesaling.com, the free wholesaling course. Most of your questions will be answered in there. But again, if you have a question that seems like a newbie, just ask it, right? Like the worst thing I'm going to say is say, well, no, right? Or this is something we teach at freewholesaling.com, but it's this, this, and this, right? I think a lot of people get disgruntled, like, oh, I don't want to ask that question, be newbie. There's so many newbies watching it. You're actually going to help people out. So don't get freaked out or sad or anything like that. Like if you're a newbie, love to help, right? That's sort of the point here. So yeah, don't get worried if you're a newbie or something, but yeah. All right, let's get some, let's see. I've always looked for homes based on my buyer's buy box. Yeah, love to do it. All right, so let's see some questions we got here. And yeah. So this is a big one. Zach, how do I go about skip tracing a buyer's LLC to get a hold of them? Honestly, what I've always found is if I can look at the mailing address and find out who owns the mailing address, hopefully it's not a UPS box or PO box or something like that. You can pretty much just find their personal address. PropStream's really good on it, listria.com. Or you can actually go out here and probably just look at the deed and see who signed it and then kind of look up who's the owner on the property appraiser. That's going to be your best way to find it because most people own their own homes they live in with their personal name. There's trust and stuff you go around that, but really the reason for that is because they want to get that homestead and stuff like that. So yeah. Let's see here. Love Dr. Do. Oh yeah. Love, I hope he's in Wakanda Forever that movie's going to slap. Black Adam's gonna be a good movie too. I'm excited for both of them. It's gonna be really fun. But no, this is MF Doom, not Doctor Doom. But yeah, I think it's artwork from Operation Doomsday. But he's a rapper. Rest in peace. Love Doom. All right, and I actually Victor Von Doom is my favorite villain too. So Secret War is waiting for it. But yeah, it's cool. They kind of combine there. But yeah, so let's answer some questions. Let's do some one-on-ones and see exactly how I can help the people out. Now, I always bring this up. I always talk about it. I always roll my eyes on this, right? But like, I get asked all the times, like, how do I hop on these one-on-ones? How do I talk to you? How do I have a conversation with you? How do I get coached from you absolutely for free? And always the answer to that is in the Facebook group. That's it. So let's kind of break this down exactly how you can actually hop on here, talk to me for free, talk to me absolutely for free. All you got to do is just join the Mastermind Wholesaling Houses for Real. That is my Facebook group where I teach you exactly how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. It's our community of wholesalers. Love the group. Everyone's amazing in it. And yeah, pretty cool. So just go here, www.facebook.com/groups/wholesaling houses for real, because I wholesale houses for real. I'm not a fake guru. I'm not none of these things. I just show you how to wholesale houses for real because it's what I do, guys. So yeah, wholesale houses for real on Facebook. Go check it out. But yeah, so how do you hop on this? So let me just show you really quick. Wholesaling houses for real. So right here, I am in Wholesaling Houses for Real, 73,000 members strong, which is amazing. So how do I hop on here? So all you got to do is when you go in the tab, the featured tab, Zach shared this 4 hours ago. So everyone had 4 hours to get in line to go talk to me. Okay. Everyone had a lot of time to hop on and talk to me. Okay. So you click here. All you got to do is you got the time right here. You can watch here on YouTube or you can join here on the StreamYard link and then hop on and talk to me. I don't like making the StreamYard link public. It's only for the Facebook people. Like a guru says, I'll have an event, but only for the paid students because I don't want any of the people trying to learn for free get too much good stuff from me, right? But no, you just got to go to the Mastermind. It's absolutely for free. And then we'll kind of break down exactly how you can start wholesaling for real. So without further ado, if you go on there, click that link, you will be in line to talk to me absolutely for free. And we'll break it down. So Cody says, do you hate being called a guru? I ain't a guru. All right, that's the one thing I do. A guru is somebody that sells information for money. I don't sell information for cash. That's it. Okay. I ain't no guru. All right. I just want everyone to understand that. I don't have a $12,000 mastermind. I don't have a program for me I don't have a program for $10,000 to go buy my course. Okay. If everything I do is free, it's pretty much it. Yeah. YouTube might pay me ad revenue for it, but that don't make me no guru. A guru is someone that tries to hoard information and stop people who have no money from actually succeeding in life. These gurus, they broke, and that's the truth. So, Jason, what is up?
What's going on? How are you?
Good. Driving safe?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Awesome, man. What's up? How can I help you out?
I'm gonna ask you really quick. So I went and looked at a mobile home. And on like the county website, it lists the property, but it doesn't list a mobile home like on there as well. It just lists the property and that's it. Is that okay? Like to wholesale still? I mean, it's definitely got a mobile home on it. I was just there looking at it.
Yeah, it's not.
So what do you think about that?
Mobile home is not property. Well, I mean, it is property, but it's not a house. So usually it is on there. It's usually on there, but maybe some mobile homes are treated as vehicles. So your property appraiser is not going to. You could have a Lamborghini in your garage. They're not going to add that to the property appraised value, right? They're not going to put them on the property, even though there's a $300,000 asset on top of the property. They don't care because it's technically a vehicle.
Because I don't have good service.
What? Yeah,
I'm going to let you go. I don't have good service.
All right. Well, listen to the YouTube, and I'll talk about it. Just hop back off there. But it's theoretically a vehicle. Okay. All right. No big deal. Some bad service, but pretty much a lot of these mobile homes are pretty much under law vehicles. which means if it's a vehicle, the property appraiser is usually not even have it on there. It's just going to have the actual land value itself. So that's, as long as they own the land, it doesn't really matter for it. So, all right, next here we got Shayla. What is up?
Hello, Zach. How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks so much for all of the amazing content you put out. I have like a bunch of friends that are always trying to get this started. And I'm like, don't talk to me. Talk to Zach. He's got it already written out. Freewholesaling.com, dude.
Appreciate it.
Cool. I wanted to ask you about how you feel is the best way to get started with, getting in touch with the hedge funds, because that's where I personally come from. So I've been working with them for a few years, but I always have, my friends, folks trying to, even guys doing over 100 deals a year are like, I can't find a way to get into the hedge fund. So what have you seen work?
Call them. That's the easiest way.
Mm-hmm.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. You just got to find them. So if you come from the hedge fund world, I mean, all right. So what market are we talking here?
Well, so what I personally do is usually in the Southeast and the Midwest, because that's where they are usually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what market specifically? Or is there all over you're doing?
Yeah, I would say probably in like 30 markets.
Okay. So that makes it a little harder. So like if I'm talking, let's say Palm Beach County, there's
Okay.
4 or 5 big hedge funds that pretty much only buy in Palm Beach County.
Yeah.
Now there's other hedge fund areas. There, Orlando, there's going to be different hedge funds there. Now you got the big BlackRock type people. That's not going to be a good one. There's kind of, I call them mid-tier ones.
Yeah.
Hedge funds are getting harder right now, but hence I didn't really even talk about it today. But one thing I always done is like, I'll go into PropStream or ZachData.com. I'll go to cash sales, minimum properties owned, 500, and then just start calling off that list.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I'll do. So if I find, the Johnston Fund, I'll look up the mail address, boop, boop, boop. There's always, if you own 500 houses, you have a website, there's always a call here option, and then I just call them up.
Yeah, I think that that's actually a really good point, because I would agree. I was saying that like at least half of the buyers that I work with paused during this year. And yeah, maybe like half of them came back on. So it's still a dip, but better than it was in like June. But to me, I think like the best way to get, especially if you're brand new, the mid-tier investors are huge. So I would say anyone that owns between, like you said, 500 and like 5,000 homes, those guys are still buying.
Yeah. So you just, there's usually a website, and there's usually an acquisitions manager there, and they just call them up and go from there.
Cool. Thanks so much, Zach.
Appreciate it. Any other questions?
That's all I got for you.
All right. Have a great one.
See ya.
Oh. Yeah, guys, it's weird because yes, honestly, what I could tell you is cash buyers are everywhere. I'm not the biggest hedge fund person right now. I just think you make more money doing individual. Now, if we're talking about some bigger markets, you're kind of more national. Yes, hedge funds should be on there. But honestly, what you guys have to understand about wholesaling real estate is it's still a people's business. Even with a big fat hedge fund, you're dealing with a person. You're dealing with an acquisitions manager who has a boss and all this stuff, but it's still a people person. A hedge fund acquisitions manager would rather deal with somebody who's nice to them, that is easy to work with, versus one that has better deals that's difficult to work with, because they're employees at the end. There's nothing wrong with being an employee, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. But if you're an employee, you'd rather deal with just, it's insane. But yeah. All right, next here we got Joycey.
Sorry, no questions. I'm good.
All right, let me know if you have anything else. Guys, if you got questions, hop on. If you don't, no big deal. Joel.
Hey, what's up?
I'm blessed, man. What's up?
Dude, I love this shirt, man. I love this shirt.
Appreciate it, man. I got to figure out about Sunday, dude. The Dolphins got a Sunday night game, and I got my live stream, so I got to figure this stuff out. I'm stressed.
I feel like every time I watch them, someone gets injured, so I don't watch it. I just watch the highlights.
It's been rough. What's up, man? How can I help you out?
2 questions. One, since we were talking about the buyers, I have a house that I talked to the owner a little bit. That's where the 2 questions that I have. One is, how do you feel about calling on the weekends, because like I'm literally just walking in the house right now. A lot of people don't want to pick up the phone at 6:30 at night, unless
So
it's like West Coast.
I have two rules for the weekend. Okay. Number one, don't call past 7
Yeah,
or before 7. Okay. I prefer to call it like 10 a.m. because some people are night owls and they wake up at 10, but
yeah,
usually I think 8. So don't call before 7. I think calling at 7 is not a big deal. And then also don't call on Sundays. Don't call before noon because there's church people, and some
yeah,
people get really offended if you call during church time. You call it like noon or 1 o'clock, it's fine because usually most people like that in the South. They go to church and they watch their football game at 1, so it's like a perfect little
yeah.
thing. But like, don't do Sunday mornings. They got to think about their Sunday mornings. Every day is a Saturday for me, but
I figured I ask you since you
no,
love cold
the
calling and calling out.
dude, the reason why I say that is because I've been cursed out and lost deals because I've called Sunday mornings and I've called past 7 p.m. on a Saturday. So that's how I come
Yeah.
up with this stuff. This isn't like off the dome. Like this is stuff that I've
No,
unfortunately,
that's
and
why.
I've
Yeah, that I was like the perfect person to ask this would be Zach.
and if you're asking yourself, should I follow up with this person? Think of the worst case scenario. Oh my gosh, Joel cares too much. I hate this guy. Like that's what they have to say. If you're just calling to follow up with somebody, there's usually never a wrong thing, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna be kind of busy tomorrow, so I just reaching out today. There's literally nothing wrong with following up. I felt every
Well,
single.
not even following up. I mean, like even just the cold call stuff.
No, it's not the best. Obviously, like the number rates aren't the best, but it's still not the worst.
Yeah, the only reason is because obviously, like my
You
job,
work,
it
man.
just keep. Yeah. So,
What are the
and
two
the
best
other
times to
one,
cold call? Do you know?
I know one of them is like in the afternoon, like after
2 to 7
3, I would
p.m.
say.
And guess
Yeah.
what's the second best time to cold call?
I don't know the
Whenever
other
you
one.
can, right?
Yeah.
That's the second best
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
right? So like
Yeah.
of 2 to 7 is gonna be the best one, but like the second best is whenever you can, right? As long as
Yeah.
you're not calling past, I think 8's the law. Before 8 to 8, you're fine. Like have some common sense,
Okay.
but yeah, whenever you
Yeah.
can, like
Yeah.
that's
I
it,
was just
man.
kind of a little bit iffy about the weekends because, like I said, I call people. I try to call them as soon as, like, I literally set up my computer. I try to call at least a couple people once I get here, unless I'm on the live.
Joel, I made my money on the
So,
weekends, man. When I was in high school, I made my money on the weekends, dude.
yeah,
I was working during the week.
yeah, I figured.
That's where I made my money. That's
So,
where I made my appointments. Like, guys, like when I had first 100K, I was all in high school. I had my high school wrestling tournaments. I was as a bag boy. I was doing all this stuff. The weekends were how I made it happen. So
yeah,
yeah.
okay. The other one was, I know I'm not there, but I want to be semi prepared for, like, if at the point of the closing. Do you have the buyer come in first or the seller come in first
I like the
and
buyer,
sign the paper?
but it doesn't matter because the buyer should have the money wired a day before. So I don't really care.
Okay. Okay. And for the double closing, it's kind of the same thing, you know?
Yeah, for the double closing, as long as you have the money wired the day before, you're good to go.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
closing is the day before, honestly. That's where all the stress is for
Yeah.
me on those deals.
Yeah. I'm kind of worried about, getting to that point and having someone, like the buyer and the owner, meeting each other and I'm not even there or something like that. But
Yeah.
so you do like a morning and an afternoon kind of thing.
Yeah, I care less. Like honestly, once I have the money funded, they don't even have to see. Even if they're there in the same room, I tell my buyer knows how to shut up. Okay, so
Yeah.
the best thing I can tell you, just be straight up with you, is this is the best one. This is what I do because I don't need testimonials, but I used to love testimonials. I use like currently now, I'll have my seller sign at 10 a.m. and then my cash buyer walk through at 10 a.m. So there's 0% chance that they're going to be in the same vicinity of each other, right?
Okay.
That's it. I have a lockbox on the property, and boom, 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 boom. No one meets. There's a 0% chance no one runs into each other.
You're saying for the inspection or just for the closing?
For the final walkthrough. So if I'm going to buy the property, I'm going to look
Yeah.
at it right before I go to closing.
Yeah.
So whenever they do the final, just check on the house. Just make sure the house isn't caving in or anything.
Yeah.
The seller's going to be signing. So 0% chance. And here's the honest truth, man. Once the seller should sign first, because if a cash buyer meets a seller, the cash buyer's like, I don't like the seller. I'm not buying this deal. No, it's always the other way around. So
Yeah.
I'd always have the seller sign first, but if you're going to.
The seller sign first. Okay.
Yeah. Don't get
sounds good.
too like crazy, but yeah, that's what I would prefer to do.
Okay.
And
That's
what I
pretty
used to
much
do
it.
was at like 10 a.m. I would have the seller come to the title company, and then I would have the cash buyer do the walkthrough at 10. I would do the closing. I would hold up the seller on purpose an extra 15, 20 minutes to do a testimonial video and just talk to him and be annoying just to buy time. And then the cash buyer's done. Always.
Okay. Sorry, another question. I just remember this.
Good.
So I did like driving for dollars in like Kissimmee area and stuff, and I found a bunch of houses. I had like, I swear, in like an hour and a half, I had like 150 between land and like vacant houses. But I skip traced them, and a lot of them came back with like, estates and what's the other one?
Landlines?
No, it's like basically they like the owners were either like estates or wills or whatever, So I got nothing back. I know the last
Phone
time I
numbers on
talked to
the
you.
mail address should pop up.
Okay, so just use the mail address.
Yeah, and once you use the skip tracing, use the mailing address and then find the phone number with the mailing address.
Okay, because I did it through PropStream, and PropStream just a bunch of them. Just most of the ones that I found that I had that were estates or anything like that was like considered corporate. Because when I click on the property, it doesn't say personal. It just says like corporate title or whatever.
Okay.
A lot of them came back with nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd just probably just separate them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was just driving and just adding whatever I saw. So, okay, I'll try to use the mailing address then for that.
All right.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You're
Of course,
always on
let me know if
point,
you need
man.
help with anything else.
No, thank you, man.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right. We got KJ.
What's up, Zach?
What's up, bro? How can I help you out?
So I'm working on a property. I got offered to the seller on Friday, and they accepted it. And then on Monday, I found out they put it on the market. So I wanted to know, how would I wholesale this?
Wait, the seller put on the market or the buyer?
No, so I was talking to the seller on Friday. We went to see the property, me and my partner. We got it. She accepted our offer for 130, and then on Monday we looked because we couldn't really find comps, and then we checked, and it says it's on market for 140.
Well, how much do you lock it up for?
She marked it up for 10,000. I locked it up for 130.
130. Okay. Did she
And
sign a listing agreement?
Yeah, so she wants me to go to her realtor, and they accepted 130 through the realtor. But our issue now is the ARV is 250. But how will we market to the buyer if they see that they can buy it for 140? You know what I mean?
All right, hold up. So when did they sign the listing agreement?
So she didn't sign it yet. She's signing it today, actually. But she wanted to go through her realtor.
So she signed a listing agreement with her knowing that the property is already under contract.
Yeah, basically, yep.
Is it listed as contingent?
No, it says for sale.
So you're going to have to call this realtor and tell them to take it off because they're pretty much breaking what they're supposed to do. That's an idiot realtor though, but contact the realtor and let them know this property is under contract since Friday. And I know you signed a, did you sign a contract willing to know there's already a contract on the property? And let them know that you're not paying the realtor at all because it was before the listing agreement. Did the seller specifically say you have to pay my realtor when you locked up for 130?
So she said when we offered her 130, she said, I'll take it. You have to go through my realtor.
Okay. Then probably you're in the wrong here then because you should have asked more questions. What do you mean through the realtor? Like, do I pay them 3%? How does this all work?
Okay.
Did you talk to the realtor when they say go through my realtor?
I just talked to the realtor today.
What do they say?
The realtor is basically saying, do I have a buyer's agent? That's all she was saying. She wanted me.
Did you tell them you're wholesaling it?
Yeah.
That's your problem, dude. You present it, you have your doing it with your partner, you'll be fine. I'm just saying this. Where in freewholesaling.com have I told you to tell a seller that you're wholesaling the deal?
So I didn't technically I didn't say I was wholesaling it. I just said, she said, what are you planning to do with the property? I said, it depends on the situation. We either fix it up, fix and flip, rental, or wholesale.
You see, you did good. You did good. Then you failed the last one. There's nothing in freewholesaling.com says for me to tell people that I'm wholesaling it. That's the worst thing you can do, man. I'm flabbergasted right here, dude. I've never I'm just being honest. You probably just destroyed the deal by doing that.
Okay.
Just being honest, man. Like you don't ask them that because now they're like, well, screw KJ. I'm just going to get listed here. And then now you're getting all these hurdles on your deal. Now, deal's not screwed. You can save it a little, but it's going to be really hard now because now the buyer thinks that their price is 140, which, dude, the ARV might be 200. But guess what? Now that you locked it up and they think like they can list it with a realtor because they don't think you're a legit buyer and you don't have a legit partner, you're screwed. I'm just being honest because no cash buyer is going to buy it for over. They ain't going to touch it unless it's for 110 probably. It's just the law of human nature.
Yeah.
But they know they can wait it out, get on market, lowball at 120 themselves. So, yeah, dude, you shot yourself in the foot and you're asking me what happened. What should I do? I'm like, well, don't get shot in the foot. My best example I would just tell the realtor to take it off the market. The thing's contingent.
Okay.
You and your partner are intending on buying it. That's all you can do and hope they take it off. And are you prepared to pay a realtor on this?
Yeah.
Are you paying them or is the seller paying it?
The seller's paying.
Okay. Who's paying for title?
The end buyer.
Okay. So you told specifically the seller that you're paying title?
Yeah, I said the buyer will be paying all closing costs.
Okay.
The agent's fee is in the price.
You're going to tell them to hopefully try to take it off the market. That's going to be your best, or put it as contingent.
Okay.
And then at 140, it's terrible. So I would take it a reduction, but that's going to suck too because it's like no cash buyer is going to want to buy that thing because now you kind of let the cat out of the bag on the price. So I'd see if they could take it off the market. That's going to be my best advice for you. This is a tough one, man.
Okay, thank you.
All right, man. Do me a favor. Don't tell anyone you're wholesaling it. You did so good. You did so good. But, man, sorry, dude. All right, have a good one, KJ. Guys, don't tell people you're wholesaling it. I don't understand how this has been a thing. The gurus don't even say this. And you already know how much I bash the gurus. Even the gurus don't say this, okay? Even the gurus aren't this crazy. Okay. Even they know, like, it just, there's no benefit from that. Okay. So you go to tell someone, I'm going to buy your house, but I'm going to make a profit off of you. Like, it ain't going to, like, all right. So if I go to McDonald's and I buy a Big Mac, okay, for $5, and they have on the menu that they bought the Big Mac for $2 and they're going to make a $3 profit off of you, you're more likely not going to want to buy it, right? That's just human psychology. Same exact thing with cash buyers, especially the same thing with seller. Then you're wholesale, you're probably not getting the best deal, and they're not going to take you seriously versus if you had a partner on it. So just, oh my gosh. Benji.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? How can I help you out?
So, I got another property now that's in my pipeline. It's a pre-foreclosure. I reverse drive for dollars, and I talked to the owner. And yeah, so there was an issue. He's had two other investors, wholesalers, come to him. One of them fell through. The other one is just not doing anything. And the one that's not doing anything, he signed a purchase and sale with him, and he also put a memorandum on the property. So my question to you is how that seller can get out of that, because he feels like he's being scammed and he just doesn't want to deal with this guy anymore. And they signed that memorandum. So it's basically
say that one more time.
So another investor or wholesaler, I don't know, signed a purchase and sale.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. They signed a purchase and sale agreement with the seller, and they also put a memorandum on it to cloud the title. So my question is how would that seller back out of it now that they signed that memorandum? Because that's a tough one. Because he doesn't want to deal with this guy anymore. He's like, I feel like I'm getting scammed. Like they keep like throwing shit at me. They keep like lowballing me, telling me to reduce more and more. And like, he's like done with them. So
here's the thing. So when is do you have a copy of the contract?
I do not, but the memorandum is on the clerk of court. I found it, and they put it, the memorandum is all the way from March of this year, and they still haven't moved the property.
Okay. This is going to be the thing. They probably locked it up for too high. Am I correct?
Possibly.
How much too high?
I didn't dig that deep.
Ask them. Because you know you got to below that. Of course. So if they locked it up for 250, you know they couldn't sell it for anything above that. So you already know what price you need to be at. Here's the best advice I give to you, especially in Florida. He put that memorandum because hopefully 2 reasons. The seller's stupid or the wholesaler's being dumb. Either way, because there's guru guys that do this and guys that don't.
Right.
Here's the coolest part. If you do the memorandum wrong, you can get sued really bad, like really bad if you do memorandums wrong. That's why I don't talk about it too much. You're maliciously. How old is this seller?
So it's heirs to a property. The father died. It's brother, and sister, and it's like different stakes.
Okay.
So
well, it's
the one that I talked to, he's the middle child. So I would say he's probably in his late 40s, early 50s.
Okay. So let's say, I like this in Florida because I get this all the time. All right. So let's say a 50-year-old man. You are purposely, maliciously clouding a title from a 50-year-old man so he can't sell his piece of real estate.
Right. To someone else.
There's malicious intent and good intent. Here's how the law works in Florida with memorandums. Unfortunately, I do memorandum law probably 3-4 times a year from people trying to steal my stinking deals. Number one, if I'm the seller, I'm just telling you what they should do. If you locked it up for 200 and it was way too high, they got to be at like 180, 170, which they're probably trying. And he says no. I'm muting you real quick. All right. So if you can hear me, right? All right. So if they lock it up, let's say for 200,000, and they keep getting a price reduction for 170 and 160, and I'm the seller. I'm like, no, I agree to 200. They're like, you know what? This stinking guy, he won't do it. I'm putting a memorandum. I'm not selling for under 200. They might put a memorandum for that 200, and so he can't sell to anyone else, only to me. Here's how the memorandum works. You both made a contractual agreement to sell it at 200. That means the wholesaler at the end of his inspection period should get in or out of the deal or in the deal, right? So if 30 days passed and he couldn't close on it after the inspection period, then he legally has to buy that. He legally has to. Now, if he doesn't show up, he can get sued. So I don't want to make this too confusing, but if the wholesaler just keeps trying to lowball him and get price, and he says no, it doesn't matter. You both agree to buy it for 200. So that means after the inspection period, which had probably passed, he has to now, the wholesaler is now obligated to purchase the property in his own name or his LLC for cash. And if he can't do that within whatever the closing date, then he's out of the contract because he couldn't perform. Now, if the seller is being a bad person and they're like, 200's way too low, I'm never taking that. That's where the memorandum protects the wholesaler because we both agreed for 200. Now you want more? I think this is flipped, right? What's the situation?
I honestly, I don't know. I need to dig a little bit deeper. Yeah.
Because some bad wholesalers just do a memorandum just to be stupid. The problem with the memorandum is you have to prove to a judge, if you really want to get crazy with it, that you have the funds and you're ready to buy this thing right now.
Right.
That wholesaler is probably not. He's trying to get price reduction, so he can't even do 200. So this seller can kind of force the guy to sell it to him for 200. So my advice is you gotta get information.
Yeah.
Get
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do.
You're fine.
Yeah, so I called them today. They didn't pick up, so I'm just gonna go up to the door again. No, the seller. The seller. No, the seller. So that's that. And a little progress on the other deal. I'm actually going to the jail to notarize power of attorney so we can get that going. So
it's like Monopoly, dude. You're just visiting.
Dude, I know, man. It's crazy. All right, man. I appreciate the help.
It works, man. All right, keep it up, dude.
Take care. Bye.
All right, bye. Boom. All right. Next here we got Tristan.
How's it going, Zach?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Doing pretty good. I just had a couple questions for you. Just got my notes here. I was wondering, so for title companies, do you have a system for vetting them or like a script?
Oh, yeah. It's pretty easy, man. For a title company?
Yeah.
Number one, are you okay with an assignment fee? Right?
Assignment fee.
Are you okay with $100 earnest money deposit? Or are you good with my title? And that you just got to go through the entire wholesaling process with them.
Sounds
and
good.
are you okay with the wholesaling process? Freewholesaling.com has that.
Oh, okay.
But if they're okay with your earnest money, if they're okay with you wholesaling it, how does it work with the assignments? Do you do double closings? How many assignment fees have you done the past year?
Okay.
If they're like, Tristan, we've done no assignments, but we can do them.
Yeah.
I don't want to use that. Okay. I'm not comfortable with it.
For sure.
And just use one most wholesalers use. You'll be good to go.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions?
Actually, yeah. So for finding wholesalers, is there a way to find them on PropStream or List REI? It's like
Wholesalers
or title companies. My bad.
No, the best one is go to Facebook groups and ask what title companies do you guys use for wholesaling.
Sounds good.
People aren't greedy because like it won't make a difference for them.
Awesome.
So they usually are really nice with it.
Sweet. Appreciate it. Well, yeah,
Awesome,
that was
dude.
the last question I had. Appreciate it.
Cool, man. Is that Fallout battle armor behind you?
Yeah, I actually built that. The helmet. I built a whole suit, but it kind of like somewhere around here.
Wait,
I
is
love
that
building
from
stuff.
New Vegas or is that the newer one? Like, let me see.
I built it when I was like 11, honestly.
Oh,
That flash on it.
that's got to be 3 then. That's Fallout 3, right?
Yeah, it's Fallout 3. Fallout
That's
3.
sick.
It's awesome. I love it. I built a bunch of other stuff too.
Cool, man.
Ant-Man helmet, but
Terrible,
let's
man.
stick it to wholesale, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Love it, man.
Have a good one. Appreciate
All right,
it.
I'm going, dude.
Thank you.
Boom. Dude, Fallout battle armor is sick. All right. Next here we got Destino. What's up?
Yo, what's up, Zach?
Sorry I stole your deal yesterday.
Ha! Yo, I thought you was for real. I'm like, yo, he's tight at me.
Bro, I was going down the list, man.
Check it, right? So,
I mean, hey, I got a 70K reduction. I'm like, let me get the next one.
yo, but
Boom,
check
boom,
this
boom,
out.
boom.
Now, you did your thing. You did your thing, and that's fire. You inspired me, brother, because I called in Arizona because, you know, I'm in New York. So sometimes the way my day works is better for me to call at night or whatever. So I
That's not
figured.
bad. That's a good strategy, actually.
Facts. So I figured, thank you. And I figured I'll call over there. I got a $85,000 reduction.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. And the issue is that it's occupied. The ARV is 350. It's I got
What's it
him
listed
down.
for?
So, what's
Roughly.
that?
Don't give me the address.
No,
or
no, no,
the-
no, no, no. I wasn't gonna do that.
What's a
I,
range? Like
I-
300 to 400, 5 to
three-
6, 2 to 3,
yeah, it's three like it's 350. I
3 to
got him.
4.
You want me to tell you what I got him down to?
No,
No?
no. So is it
Because people
3?
can figure
Actually,
it
you
out,
can-
right?
yeah, I can figure it out. 3 to 400 range.
Yeah, mid like
Okay.
mid,
All right.
mid
That's
and
fine. I
I got
don't care. I don't want to hear anything else about that. All right.
and I
There's
got
too
him.
many fidgets out. There's not
And
enough
I got,
fidgets.
yeah,
All
man,
right.
yo, and I got him down. But there's a tenant in there that's been there for 3 months, and she's no, my bad. She has a lease, a 1-year lease, but she's behind 3 months.
Ooh.
Right.
Wait, she's been there for 3 months and she
No,
hasn't paid.
I have a feeling she's been there before.
Oh, okay.
And then I guess when she renewed, she fell behind. That's one thing. And then he has like a little small 200 square foot studio in the back, and he has someone in there as well, but they're kind of like just a helper that's helping him do repairs because he's 6 hours away, and that person's kind of like unofficially there. You know what I mean? No contract.
I get it.
All right, cool. It's a rental. It's kind of like a rental market. There's also nice houses around there too. So it has potential. I believe it has potential for both a rental or a flip. I don't know if I got him down enough. I tried getting him down to even lower, and he didn't budge. You know what I'm saying? He kind of like tried to meet me in the middle somewhere. So, I did what I could with it. What I'm wondering is if he wants it now. Another thing is he wants a clause whereby in 2 weeks, if my inspection is done, he gets $1,000. I'm thinking that's an issue because what if the person's not out in 2 months? It's going to take him a while to evict them.
Wait. He wants a thousand after the inspection?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's
Ooh,
like,
the
oh, I'm
tenant
gonna
or the seller?
the seller. He's like, oh, but I'm gonna take my property off the market. So he basically feels he needs to get compensated for that.
Not
But
on
I'm
the
thinking,
market.
sorry,
It's not on the market.
it is
On the MLS?
right. The thing was, I called him Fizbo, and I got a hold of him.
Yeah, but
That
the FISBO isn't a market.
It
The
isn't.
market's MLS.
I understand, but he is listed as well. The problem was that the
As a realtor.
the listing never came down, so I found his old listing and contacted him. So it was unintentional.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? The old
I get
listing
it.
is there with his information, whereby, yeah. Long
Got
story short, I found out mad information from him when I was talking to him. Realtor doesn't really know I'm talking to him because I don't want him to get in trouble. I know I'm treading in the gray area there, but it was unintentional. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Long story short, I'm wondering if I might even have a deal there, or I'm thinking of playing hardball and not even locking it up till he gets rid of the tenant because I know that the tenants could be the issue.
You're gonna have to talk to the realtor here. They're the gatekeeper, dude. They're gonna feel terrible, and they're probably not gonna like you.
No, I ain't gonna tell him that to keep it 100. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but it was unintentional.
So how do you think it's gonna be when the seller says, "Hey, here's a contract I signed"?
I'm talking to the realtor. My bad. I haven't. It's just there's a lot of things going on.
Oh, you're not talking to the owner? Are you talking to the realtor or the owner?
I'm talking to both. Because once I spoke to the gentleman, I told him, listen, I'm really supposed to be going through your realtor. I'm gonna contact your realtor.
Okay, I didn't know you're talking to both of them.
So
that's actually good. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, who mentioned the 1,000? The owner or the realtor?
The owner.
Yeah, the realtor would not do that because that's stupid, and that's not how real estate transactions work. So now this is kind of going to mom and dad. If mom says no, ask dad. Okay. Same situation. So try to lock it up with the realtor, not with the owner.
Try to lock it up with the realtor.
Yes.
The man wants $1,000. I ain't got no $1,000 to send him, and I ain't gonna do that.
Mom said no. Talk to dad.
Oh, so like basically tell the realtor, yo, tell him I can't.
I'm ready to buy it. Here's the price.
But my EMD, I guess he wants substantial EMD. He's gonna counter with that situation regardless.
Because you're dealing with an on-market property, of course.
So it's
You
kind of
want
like
the benefits of wholesaling on the MLS, but you don't want any of the downsides. Like I don't get it, man. Right? It's like you want to live in Florida, but you don't deal with hurricanes. It's like you can't. Okay. That's the issue when you're wholesaling MLS properties. They're all going to want a big EMD.
Should I do that for 2 weeks and see if I can get a cash buyer to do it?
Yeah, if you want.
Or I could play hardball and just say, you know, I can't do that much. I can do 500.
But then they're not. I just say I'm doing 1,000. It's risky with the. Say I'm doing 1,000 and it's risky with the tenant. That's all you can do.
That is what he wants. He wants 1,000.
And do 1,000. Yeah, it's on the MLS. That's a steal.
Oh, okay, cool. So then, you know, my perspective just needed to be like, you know, redirect.
That's a steal for the MLS, dude. I was thinking you're like 3, 4, 5.
All right. So it's a 2-week contingency. Kind of worries me because, you know, the market is shifting and
30.
I'm not sure. Sorry?
Make it 30.
I spoke to the man and told him about the 30. We agreed to 45 days closing and 30. When I mentioned 30 days inspecting, he wanted 14 days.
Okay, well, I want the tenant out there in 14 days.
He ain't gonna be able to do that. How he gonna do that?
All right. So what happens if you get this under contract? 14-day inspection. Tenant trashes the house. Now you're forced to buy it. Trashes it. Holes in the wall.
Right.
Graffiti. Smashes all the windows. I'm telling you, this seems like I've seen it all the time.
All right. So I just gotta
I've seen tenants where they cheat on their spouse. Spouse finds out, destroys the entire house. And I'm like, this is a rental. What are you doing? Destroys it. Writes cheater on the window. I literally went up to a house once, had cheater. My husband's a cheater on the door. It was a nice house too.
Throws a brick through the car like in what was that? I forgot the movie.
No, brick through the window because it's the house that's damaged. So no, I can't risk this person doing something crazy.
That's my thing. I don't like the.
Now remember what I told you? You don't want the benefit of living in Florida without the hurricanes. You want the benefit of the inspection without any of the risk if the tenant destroys the house. No.
That's what. So basically, he wants his cake and wants to eat it too, right?
Yeah,
and
he can.
Right.
I can't guarantee the person's not going to destroy the house. They haven't paid in 3 months. They could be a squatter.
The house been sitting for a minute. I'm gonna just have to play a little bit of hardball.
My inspection has to be until the person moves out. I'm sorry.
Right. And can that clause, and then I guess I'll speak to the realtor about those clauses.
30-day inspection. They got to get out within 30 days.
And 45-day close.
Let's just be honest, dude. 30 days whenever they have the eviction notice. They got to evict the guy.
That's not even enough still, the 30. I think.
Arizona's pretty good.
I looked up the process and they say it should be quick, but you know, man, like I mean, come on, 30 days. He told me 3 weeks. You know what that means? A month and a half.
I mean, make the inspection longer then. Make it 60 days. Whenever they move out.
He's gonna I guess I'm gonna have to play hardball a little bit, man.
Play hardball.
Right? Yeah. Facts.
Too risky.
Yeah, facts. All right. Well, that was my thing. I guess. Do you have any idea what the clause would say? Something like inspection.
45-day inspection period or 60.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And then tenant must vacate property before closing, or 20 or a week before closing. Something.
Yeah. Right. All right.
That's it.
All right. Cool.
Right? Dude, it's too risky of a deal, man. Because like I've seen tenants destroy houses when they move out, like destroy them.
I forgot to mention that there's like it needs like 25,000 or something in repairs. I'm not sure if I still have a deal there, but it's probably still worth it. If he agrees to those terms, it's probably still worth it to lock it up and shop it around.
I've had tenants that are so upset with the landlord they put cement in the toilet, destroyed the plumbing when they left. Never paid a dime.
I'm saying, like, do you think I might have a deal there where I could get $5,000,
if he says yes, if he says yes, probably.
Yeah.
Because he had a good reduction. If he says no, then no.
Right. There's a property that goes for a little lower, and it's it's not rehab. So this would be rehab. Hopefully this could go for a little more. All right, but I don't want to hold you too long. There's others waiting.
Talk to him. Get on the phone right now. What is it? For their time right now? Yeah, go call.
The realtor, right?
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna say my partner, because I've been throwing everything on you, Zach.
Do it, man. I don't care.
I
as long as
appreciate
not legally on it.
Would you be open to JVing on that, or should I just contact somebody in the group that maybe works in Arizona that could, work with me on it?
JV it, but let's get the inspection first, all right?
And then we can JV it. You said. All right. Thanks.
Pop me off for a second. All right.
Yeah. All right. Peace, brother. Thank you.
No, we can JV. We got to do the numbers and see if it works.
All right. All right. Cool. So how do I go about contacting you? Just support or
get the deal locked up first with those terms, and then we can talk.
I'm gonna holler at you on the next live. Thank you.
All right. Keep it up.
I appreciate it.
Oh, all right. Next here we got Jose.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good. I have a question. I have a situation. I was talking to a seller. I ran the numbers. I told him that the most I could do was 115. I had a great conversation with him. I left him at that. I used your advice. I gave him some ideas for, things he could do if he wants to sell and stuff. So I think that resonated well with him. And he contacted me a week later and, was saying if I can come up. I was saying I was firm at 115. He kept, insisting for more. And I said, hey, all right, look, I could possibly do 120, but I mean, that's about it. So he still wants me to come up a little bit. I think I could still make profit off of it if I find the right buyer. So my question is, since he's being, and he lives, the property is in PA. He lives in New York. So it's going to be a 2-hour drive for him. So I was thinking about getting him to agree to a lockbox because the chances of us probably meeting at the same time are going to be slim. So I was thinking about getting him to agree to a lockbox and then a higher inspection time. That way I have more time to find a buyer. And then I'm going to tell him if I agree to his price, then there's a very good chance that if the numbers don't add up, I'm going to have to go down. But I kind of want to do it since I haven't done a deal yet. I kind of want to set it up like that so that I can at least go through the notion. I think once, I'm there, if I pull down 5 or maybe 10,000, he'll probably just be like, hey. So you think that would be a good idea to run with?
How much do you think you can sell to a cash buyer for?
I think I can get it's for sale by owner at 150. The property could sell as much as for 220 with as little as like 30,000 in repairs.
It would have sold already if that was the case. Just letting you know.
You don't think so?
No. How long has it been listed for?
I don't know off the top. I would have to check.
Like over 40 days or below?
It's probably somewhere around 40 days because
it probably would have got some offers. It was that smoking of a deal.
Yeah.
Usually making 15, 20K at most on these type of deals.
Mm-hmm.
So I would check your numbers. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what?
What do you think at those numbers? What do you think a cash buyer would come in at? So I was thinking like maybe.
Did you say 120 or are you just thinking about saying 120 with the guy?
No, I told him I couldn't go over 115. But
he 115, wait the guy out.
Yeah. That's
what I would do.
Because I mean he keeps contacting me, so I know he's motivated because I let him go and just let it off as like, if you have trouble, or whatever, you can contact me and hit me up a week later. So
let's do this. Lock up for 115, get a lockbox, sell it for 125, 10K, boom. That's how most of those deals work out.
That's what
That'd
I
be
was
my best
thinking.
advice.
I was thinking, unless I find like somebody who wants to rent it out, like if I find a perfect buyer, I could probably sell for 130. I think if somebody sees it listed for 150 and they'll say,
That's it. That's what I told. Yeah. So I stayed firm at 115, 125. I would try to sell it for. You can do 130 if you want. I'm just thinking of numbers. I think 125 and go from there.
Do you think I should go? You think I should set? You think I should set it up though, just for the experience? Tell them I'll do 120, but that's going to be based off of once I get my
115.
contractor in there and run numbers, and then once I find a buyer, if I get the buyer at 125, maybe I
You lock this thing up, man. 115.
Yeah, maybe I still say to him, look, I can't do. I talked to my contractor. He says it's going to cost me this much. I can only do 115. I think if we get to that point, he'll be more likely to.
Saying it the wrong way.
What do you mean?
Offer title comp? Did you offer to buy, pay for the title?
I mean, I told him how the process would work, but I didn't mention about paying that. Maybe he thinks that he has to pay that.
Hey, whatever, John or whatever his name is.
Is Jim?
Jim. I would buy this thing for 120. But here's the problem, Jim. I got to pay closing costs. I got to do the fees, hassle inspectors. It's going to cost me probably 3, maybe even 5K. That's why I'm at 115. I'm pretty much at 120, but I got cost on this.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna hit him up. I'm gonna try it out. I think it would be, even if I don't get it, I think it'd be great going through the motions. You know what I mean? Like, all right.
Well, you know what to do, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too.
Boom. All right. All right, guys. So that is it. That is how we talk to cash buyers. That's how you deal with cash buyers. That's how you get the right questions for cash buyers. And most importantly, how you can sell these deals for the best profit possible. Guys, I can tell you straight up right now, if you are not using these strategies to find your cash buyers, you are doing a disservice for your dispositions process. You're not selling your deals for the best profit. Guys, I can tell you straight up, most of you guys aren't finding the cash buyers the way I've said before, because most of you guys say, I don't feel like doing that much work. Oh, that's a little too much work to go, cold call a cash sale or go to a Facebook group or go to an in-person auction. I'm nervous. The thing you have to ask yourself is you have to deal with comfort, and comfort's with two things, right? You're either comfortable not, taking that action and it feels good not doing that, but your profits are going to be uncomfortably bad, right? Or you get uncomfortable in the beginning and find the good cash buyers, do the stuff that sucks, and then you're comfortable when you get that really nice big fat check. You have to choose what your comfort level is going to be. Are you going to be comfortable in the beginning or at the end? I'd rather be comfortable at the end with the nice money, because you're going to be uncomfortable either way. Choose your struggle, choose your uncomfortableness. And once you start looking at it from that perspective, I think your wholesaling business is going to change for the better. And you're going to start doing more wholesaling real estate deals, right? Because a lot of people focus so hard on getting the best contract price possible. And that's so important. But so many people neglect the fact that you also need to get the best cash buyer possible, because it's a yin and yang, right? It's getting a good price under contract, but also selling it to a cash buyer on the dispo side for the best price possible. You got to understand the yin and the yang of it. And if you can figure out how to balance it of getting the best contract price possible, then selling it for the best dispositions price possible, you're going to succeed in wholesaling real estate. So many people struggle with this fact. They either focus on too much on trying to find the deal, and then they don't focus on the cash buyer. They focus so much on the cash buyer that they struggle finding the deal. You have to figure out in your own mind which one you're going to do and which one's going to be the best to mesh for your success. I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you is those 4 strategies: Facebook groups, for rents, cash sales, auctions. It's going to be the key to your success, guys. It doesn't cost anything. There's no barriers to entries. Yes, sir. Like, you can use softwares, they do help. But I can tell you straight up, everything we teach is free at freewholesaling.com, which is our free real estate wholesaling course. So if you got any value from this video, do me a big favor. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com. Go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. That is my Facebook group. based on my mastermind. You go on there. And guys, everything you need to know is at freeholisting.com. My scripts, what to say, asking the right questions to your cash buyers. If there's one thing I can leave you off, one basically just comment for you is ask your cash buyers specific questions that I taught. The 7 questions I ask them that question. You won't have a problem selling your deal or dealing with a bad buyer. Most people that complain about a bad buyer always did not ask the right questions. So get uncomfortable with asking those questions and not be uncomfortable when it comes to closing. Guys, this is Zach Ginn signing out.